Right. Everyone should be in tier 4 right now because data. Yep, I'm back. Sorry if you were watching the video before and it kind of like hung and then it got cut out. I forgot to plug in the Ethernet cable here, so that's why I did that. Now I'm going to have to go through all the same stuff again. But let's look at the numbers now, because it is looking as bad as it did at the peak of the pandemic for us back in early April. So Professor Christina Pagel yesterday was trying to alert everyone. Hi Julie, I'm seeing messages come up the side. Was trying to alert everyone that the numbers now were looking really, really bad, and because in some areas it is taking off so fast, what we effectively need is another national lockdown, unfortunately, but pretty much everyone going into tier 4. So back in early April, the peak of hospitalizations was 18,974, 19,000, okay? Yesterday, on December the 22nd, it was 17,700, and now today it's back up to pretty much 19,000. And in terms of deaths, back in early April, you'll remember that the deaths got up to 1,000 a day, and now today it's 744 deaths reported. Yesterday it was 608. Now, of course, deaths lag hospitalizations, so we can expect that to increase. Hopefully, they will not be as high as they were back in April, because we know how to treat better in hospital these days, coronavirus, than we did back when it initially surged. The treatments have improved dramatically, but still, those are big numbers dying. I'm not going to present numbers of cases of early April with the numbers of cases now, because of course we didn't have the same confirmatory testing that we did then. But this is the situation, because if you remember back in April, at that time when you had hospitalizations and then deaths peaking, that was when we were in full lockdown. Nationwide, everyone Uber compliant. Remember, only go out once a day for exercise. But the situation we're in now, with a strain which looks a lot more transmissible, is that we've got the country in a patchy state and knackered out and less compliant than it was before, at a time when viruses spread more easily. And also we've got Christmas with lots of people still determined to have their Christmases. And furthermore, as Christina Pagel pointed out, there's a real danger in the fact that those areas that are in tier 4, which have high proportions of the new virus and are taking off like that, sit right next to lots of other regions around them, which are still in tier 2. Now, the government seem to have finally clocked this, and so they are promoting lots of regions to tier 4. So going from tier 3 to tier 4 are Essex, Surrey, Oxfordshire. Going from tier 2, jumping up to tier 4, Suffolk, Hampshire, East Sussex and West Sussex. You know, those surrounding areas in the south. However, that jump occurs on Boxing Day. So after you've had your family gathering on Christmas Day or what have you. So there's a real risk there that the government is taking things too slowly yet again. We've had our second wave sort of dip a little bit and then quickly become a third wave, taking off at an alarming rate. And still, we've got a lot of areas in the country sitting around in tier 2. And it is, sadly, dangerous. We've also got a couple of cases of the South African strain in the UK. Hopefully that's it, and they can track everyone who's come from South Africa, and you quarantine those people in order to keep that out. And that's a particularly aggressive strain as well, with a similar mutation. But we've got plenty of our own problems right here on this island now, and it's alarming that things are taking off so quickly. To give an example of what this means for the NHS, there's a hospital in London, the North Middlesex University Hospital, who are estimating that the patients, the coronavirus patients, are going to triple in about a fortnight, okay, looking at their current trends. But they've already got 1/3 of their beds full with coronavirus patients. So you do the maths as to what that means in 2 weeks' time, and then what that means for their basic emergency services and scheduled operations and so forth and so on. That's what we are looking at, and it is dead worrying, and it seems worrying again that our government was slow to move on this before and is slow to move on it now, but that's where we are. So to anyone listening, please make sure that you spread that news, spread that information, take it into your own hands to protect your family and friends at the moment, and then also amplify what you can on social media with this. What we clearly need going into 2021 is a much more stable framework than this. I mean, I don't like saying we need another lockdown, because it's the whole boom and bust nature of these lockdowns that are part of the problem, including when you've got different tiers in different areas. I know that some people think it's ever so clever to deal with the virus where it is, but we're going back to Johnson's whack-a-mole here, where you've actually got people incentivized in higher tier areas to go out eating and drinking and socializing in lower tier areas nearby. So it genuinely is an encouraged game of whack-a-mole. That's not a very smart strategy to help us build out of such a pandemic. What you actually want is you want to anticipate the flare-ups in the new areas. Don't let it get into the tier 2 areas, spread under the radar, pop up, and then you react when it's too late. What you actually need is same rules right across the country, nice and predictable, full compensation with a long period of time built into it, lots of support measures, and then put against that also demographics and descriptions of what this means on people's jobs, mental health. All that needs to be factored into the modelling. You need your test and trace local, because it's a very much a local game with local knowledge. You need to secure your borders with ample testing. We're still not doing that properly. And then you need to build out of that stable state using your vaccines program as fast as you can. And this is essentially what was recommended by the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Coronavirus with its COVID Secure UK recommendations. This is what they've been recommending for a while, but the government decided to go into lockdown, then come out into new tiers, and then start playing around with the tiers again. But what we really, really need in 2021 is, from the get-go, from January, this is what the year will look like. This is what we can all plan on. Okay. It needs that kind of structure, because otherwise just the chaos is going to start wrecking compliance all over the place. Okay, thank you very much for having listened to that. If you want to support us, as always, do support us at Patreon. That really, really makes a difference. So go there and pick a level of monthly support, and that's massively helpful to what we're doing. And I will catch you soon. And for those of you joking about the sauna, yeah, I will decorate it. And when people are saying, why are you doing it from a shed? It's yeah, tier 5. Next week we'll go to tier 6 and I'll have a hazmat suit. No, but this is where I'm sort of set up now, and I'm trying to get it sorted and get it decorated. So yeah, keep it coming with the sauna jokes. Thanks, guys. Catch you later. End broadcast.